Hey everyone, this is Vikas for Skyline Motions, and in this tutorial I'm gonna show you guys how to create this type of awesome looking slideshow animation by using BlackMagic Fusion. So let's have a look and get started. Alright, so first of all we have to take a new composition, so go to file menu and click on new and take a new composition, and go to file menu again and click on preferences and go to frame format and set this composition 1920 into 1080 and 30 frames per second and click on save. Alright, now we have to import an image file, so go to folder and this is our image. You can download this image from pixabay.com and I have given a link in the description, so download this and drag and drop to the flow window. Okay. Now drag this image to the viewer and click on this window layout 1 for single view and click on this fit button and increase the size of this preview window. Okay, now let's rename it. So press F2 to rename and rename it to image and hit enter. Okay, now select this and press Ctrl plus spacebar for search box and search for crop node. So this is our crop node. Click on OK and drag this crop to the viewer. So it's looking something like that. Now select this crop and set this Y offset something like that. Now press Ctrl and scroll up for zoom in. Okay, now right click on this flow window and go to arrange tool and check this box to turn on the grid snap. Okay, now we have to take a background node, so click on this BG button and add a background node and let's rename it to color. So press F2 and rename it to color and hit enter and place it over here and take a merge node. So click on this merge button and add a merge node and connect this a yellow point to this crop and green point to this color and drag this merge one to the viewer. Okay, now select this color background node and go to properties and here is gradients. So click on this option here and pick a color something like that and click on OK and pick this second color something like that and click on OK. Now select this merge one and go to properties and here is blend option, so put the value 0.8. Okay, so it's looking something like that. Okay, now we have to import a particle footage, so go to folder and this is our particle. You can download this also from Pixabay and link given in the description. So download this and drag and drop to the flow window. Okay, now we have to take another merge, so click on this merge button and place it over here and connect this yellow point to this and green point to this particle and drag this merge to the viewer and select this merge to and go to properties and here is apply mode, so change this normal to screen. Okay, now we have to set this composition 180 frame long, which is equal to 6 seconds, so put the value 180 in global timing and hit enter. Okay, now select all these nodes and go to tool menu and here is flow option and here is underlay, so click on this and create an underlay and press Ctrl and deselect these nodes. Okay, and then right click on this, click on rename and rename it to image and hit enter and right click again and pick a color, so set this color something like that and click on OK. Okay, now we have to create a matte, so click on this BG button and add a background node and let's rename it to matte. So right click on this, click on rename and rename it to matte. Okay, now select this and take a rectangular mask and set this mask something like that. Okay, now drag this matte to the viewer. Okay, now let's arrange this. Okay, now select this image file and press Ctrl C to copy and paste it over here by pressing Ctrl V. Okay, now let's merge this. So take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this matte and green point to this image and drag this merge 3 to the viewer. Okay, now select this merge and go to properties and here is operator option, so change this over to in. Okay, now go to frame number 180 and select this image and take a transform node, so click on this XF and add a transform after this image and go to frame number 180 and set the size of this something like 0.9 and hit enter. Okay, and now set this something like that. Okay, now select these both nodes and press Ctrl C to copy and paste it over here by pressing Ctrl V. Okay, now select this rectangle and go to properties and uncheck this solid box and set the border width something like 0.015 and hit enter. Now let's merge this. So take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this and green point to this matte and drag this merge 4 to the viewer and select this matte node and go to properties and pick a color something like yellow and click on OK. Okay, now select this rectangle and hold Ctrl and set the thickness of this something like that. Okay, now drag this both node over here and select this matte and click on this XF and add a transform after this matte node and select this transform 2 and press Ctrl C to copy and right click here and paste instance. Okay, and hold shift and drag this instance over here and attach something like that. Okay, now select this transform 2 and go to frame number 150 and go to properties and here is angle. So set this angle something like -20 and hit enter. Okay, and right click on this angle, click on animate and go to frame number 0 and set this angle something like 90 degree and hit enter. Okay, now go to frame number 150 again and here is center, so right click and click on animate and go to frame number 0 and drag this over here. Okay, so it's looking something like that. Okay, now click on this fit button. Okay, now select this transform 1 and go to frame number 180 and set the size of this image something like something like 0.7. Okay, and right click on this, click on animate and go to frame number 0 and set the size of this something like 1.2 and hit enter. So now let's play this. Okay, now let's smooth this animation. So go to spline window, press F4 to full screen and click on this one button and check this. Okay, and click on this option here, select all these keyframe, press S to smooth, hold this handle and make the curve something like that. Okay, now check this angle and click on this, select these both keyframe, press S to smooth, hold this handle and make the curve something like that. Okay, now it's done. So press F4 to exit and go to flow window again. Okay, now select these both node and press Ctrl C to copy and paste it again. Okay, now let's merge this. So take a merge node, place it over here and connect this yellow point to this and green point to this and drag this merge 5 to the viewer and select this rectangle and set the border width something like 0.06. Okay, now click on this high quality button and turn off this auto proxy and select this node and pick this color white. Okay, now select this matte and click on this XF and add a transform after this node and select this transform 3 and go to frame number 150 and set this angle something like -30. Okay, and right click on angle, click on animate and also right click on center and click on animate and go to frame number 0 and set this angle something like 150 and hit enter. Okay, and drag this something like that. Okay, now click on this fit button and let's check this. Okay, now we have to increase the size, so select this transform and increase the size little bit. Okay, and let's set the thickness of this. Okay, now let's smooth this transform 3. So go to spline window, press F4 to full screen and check this transform 3. Click on this option here, select this keyframe, press S to smooth, hold this handle and make the curve something like that. Okay, now check this angle and click on this, select this keyframe, press S to smooth and create a curve something like that. Now press F4 to exit and go to flow window, and now let's check this. Okay, so it's looking nice. Okay, now let's merge this with our background. So select all these nodes, place it over here and let's arrange this node something like that. Now select this merge 5 and click on this XF and add a final transform after this merge 5, and let's take a merge node. So take a merge node by clicking on merge button and connect this yellow point to output of this merge 2. Okay, and create a junction by holding Alt on the keyboard and click on this connection and drag it something like that, and connect this green point to this transform and drag this merge 6 to the viewer. Okay, now select this transform and drag it over here. Okay, now we have to create a text. So take a text plus node and type a text whatever you want to type. So I'm typing slideshow animation. So now drag this text to the viewer and change this font style to Century Gothic. Okay, and set this bold to regular. Okay, now set the size of this something like that. Now we have to create a matte, so click on this BG button and add a background node and let's rename it to matte. Now select this and take a rectangular mask and add a mask and set this mask according to the text, something like that. Okay, now let's merge this, so place it over here and take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this matte and green point to this text and drag this merge 7 to the viewer and select this merge and go to properties, and here is operator option, so change this over to in. Okay, now select all these nodes, press Ctrl C to copy and paste it over here by pressing Ctrl V. Okay, now change this text, so drag this merge over here and select this text and change this slideshow to animation. Now let's merge these both text, so take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this and green point to this and drag this merge 8 to the viewer. Okay, now select this and drag it something like that and drag this. Okay, now select this text and change this regular to bold and decrease the size. Okay, now set this rectangle according to this text. Okay, now let's animate this. So go to frame number 120, select this text, go to layout option, here is center, so right click on animate, select this one and go to layout and right click on this, click on animate. Okay, and go to frame number 0 and drag this text something like that, and drag this. Now let's check this. Okay, so it's looking something like that. Okay, now let's merge this text with our background. So select all this node and drag it over here and take a merge node. So click on this merge button and add a merge node and connect this yellow point to this merge 6 and green point to this merge 8 and drag this merge 9 to the viewer. Okay, now let's create a junction. So hold Alt and create a junction by clicking on this connection and drag it something like that, and select this merge 8 and click on this XF button to add a transform. Okay, now select this transform and set the size of this text and set this over here. Now select this transform 4 and drag it over here. Okay, now select this transform 5 and set this something like that. Now let's smooth this text. So go to spline window, press F4 for full screen and click on this one button and check this text and click on this option here and click on this one button and select all this keyframe, click on this fit button and press S to smooth, hold this handle and make the curve something like that. Okay, now check this text and click on this, select all these keyframe, press S to smooth, hold this handle and make the curve something like that and press F4 to exit and go to flow window. So now let's check this. Now let's create an aspect ratio. So take a background node, so click on this BG button and place it over here, press F2 to rename and rename it to black and hit enter. Now select this black node and click on this rectangular mask and set the mask something like that. Okay, now let's merge this. So take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this merge 9 and green point to this. Okay, now let's drag it over here and drag this merge 10 to the viewer. Select this rectangle 3 and check this inverse. Okay, now select this transform and set this over here. So this is our final node, so press F2 and rename it to final. Okay, so it's done and now let's check this animation. Alright, so it's looking awesome and that's all for this tutorial. I hope you like it. So I will see you next tutorial. Till then, bye bye.